careful, sir. Keep your head down or I'll tap you on the chin. Look out. Jerk. Wow, that's a becoming hat you're wearing, madam. I wonder if I could clip a flower off it. Hold steady now. Don't move your head, or you'll lose the powder off your nose. Well, there's someone with a bag of popcorn. Close your mouth. It's the bag I'm aiming at, not your tonsils. Here she comes.
Oh, damn it. Almost looked like that paddleball broke my lens. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another, let's see, it was thrill-packed, exciting, another frightening edition of Defending My Collection. The collection of, the series of videos that I basically show off my Blu-ray collection and go through each and every one, and tell you what I think about them, and you know, the jazz. You know, new listeners I'll get into in a bit. We're in the 3D. We're in the season 2 of the Defending My Collection series, and this is the section where this is the season where I go through all my 3D movies, all my 3D Blu-rays, and I basically go from alphabet ABC, you know, the jazz, and basically talk a little bit about what I think how I think the 3D looks, and what do I think of the movies in general. All right, yeah. You new viewers, welcome. If you just happen to come across this video and said, who's this fat old guy with gray hair? What's he talking about? Why does he look like he has a lot of movies behind him? Well, I'm Roger D, and this is Channel Donstar, and welcome. Like I said, I just said what this video is about, so I'm not even going to go into it. Yeah, everybody, thanks for tuning in again. I was wondering if there was anything I wanted to say before we get started. The last videos were the G and the H's, and yeah, I don't think there's anything that I missed. If I did, write down below, and then in the next one I'll try to remember to tell you. Anyway, yeah, we're doing the I, J, K, and L's today. Quite a bit, actually. This is the most, because it's been 3, 3, 2, and then now 4. So why don't we just get started, all right? Our first I movie of my 3D collection. I really had no desire, when I saw the trailer to this, wow, it was super bright, and now it's clouding. It'll probably go up and down throughout the video. But when I saw the trailers for this movie, I was like, oh, no, this is garbage. I don't want to see this crap. And then I started hearing some really kind of cool things about it. And of course it was on 3D, and being the completist, I figured, well, you know, I'm jumbling my words. I need a little sip. Okay, that'll calm me down. Yeah, and it looked like Underworld, which I not a fan of, although I do, when we get to the U's, I do have the 3D one. I just didn't like that almost copying of the Matrix look, you know, the leather and the blue hue over everything. Anyway, that's what this one looked like, and it's made by the producers of Underworld. But then I got the Blu-ray 3D. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? Just say it. Yeah, I'm gonna let you wait. Frankenstein. I actually enjoyed the hell out of this thing. I didn't think I was going to. Wasn't there a Dracula one? I think the Dracula one was it recently? I don't follow these, you know? I mean, I'm an old school Universal Monsters, and they're talking about rebooting. Wow, since my arthritis in my hand really kicked up, even holding this up hurts. I'm just gonna have to balance it on the side of my head like I normally do. Yeah, I'm an old school Universal, and any of these new remake things, even the Van Helsing movie, I thought was just kind of, you know, you know. But this was okay. I enjoyed the 3D in this. I believe this is a conversion, and from what I remember, because I remember, you know, were they against the gargoyles? Was that it, or were they teaming up with the gargoyles to fight the witches? It's been a while since I've seen it, but from what I remember, I really did enjoy it. Comes with the DVD and the 3D Blu-ray, and it might have even, yeah, it even has the 2D on here. So Yeah, I Frankenstein, Aaron Eckhart. I actually, I need to rewatch. There's quite a few I need to rewatch. The thing is, usually when a 3D movie comes out, I don't watch a lot of, I try to watch maybe one 3D movie a week because I don't want to get sick of the illusion of 3D, which I really love. And usually every week when I do throw something in, I just want to go back into that enveloping experience and watch it again, or watch something. And usually by that time, once a week, there's always something new that's come out on 3D, or there's something newish that I just want to watch again because I had such a great experience watching it in 3D. So I don't tend to go back and look at a lot of the older ones unless I'm really, I'm looking for something different. And I haven't seen this in a year or two, so I'm going to check it out. Anyway, I Frankenstein, I enjoyed it. If you like those movies, you know what? You'll like it. You know, Roger Ebert kind of, I joke with a friend of mine. We used to read Roger Ebert's reviews for years and years, and God love him. He was a great reviewer and well respected and all. But near the end of his career, it seemed like when he would write a review, whether it be a really good Oscar-worthy movie or it be something like I Frankenstein, he would always kind of put a paragraph in there. This is a great movie for those people who like this type of movie. And you look at that and you go, what kind of review is that? That's like, you're not saying it's bad, but you're not saying it's good. And actually, that's not really a bad comment if you think about it, because everybody likes different movies for different reasons. There might be lots of people that hate this thing, think it's garbage. But then there are other people that really find it entertaining. So I think he's spot on with that quote. It's a great movie for those people that like this type of movie. That's kind of a good little model to go through. A model to go through. Anyway, next movie. I enjoyed the film. I enjoyed it. And then they said, oh, we're going to do it in 3D. We're going to convert it. Lenticular. Ooh, look at the robots. 3D is one of the worst conversions I've ever seen. It's almost up to standards with like the German conversions. I won't get into that, but if you import, Germany likes to convert a lot of movies, and they don't do a really good job. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do some really great conversions. Other times it's a lot. Apart from a few key shots and scenes, the depth is there, but a lot of this is really flat, and a lot of it just doesn't work. But the movie itself is kind of cool. It's one of those Will Smith movies I do like. Goes with the Blu-ray and the DVD. Combo pack. But yeah, I mean, I got it. It was real cheap when it came out, or at least when I picked it up. It must have been when it first came out, because I did get the slipcover, so it must have been a new release when I got it. But I remember it being not so expensive. Not so chapo. This is interesting because I picked this up because it was real cheap and it just came out. And then I was like, I don't have any of the other movies in 3D, and I think they all are in 3D. I believe there's a box set that you can get. But I picked this one up. It's the Ice Age, A Mammoth 3D Christmas Special with old Scrat there on the cover. I love Scrat. Everybody loves Scrat. It's probably the only reason I do like the Ice Age movies. I can, the other characters are kind of, the John Leguizamo sloth character is kind of funny. But the others, I can take or leave. Story-wise, yeah, same. They do have some good action set pieces, but the old Scrat, of course they use them in all the ads, trying to get the old peanut, the old nut. And yeah, so I got it and I watched it. Cheapo Eco. I watched it when I got it and I enjoyed it. It's a fun little thing. I think it's only like an hour long. Not that long. 25 minutes. It's only 25 minutes. It's not even a half hour long. But I got it, and I got to get the other ones. I really do. Just to have them in my collection. This is one. Oh, I can use my thingy on this. Oh, I can tell you guys about this. Yeah, there we go. This was one of my early 3D buys. And it was at the time where I was pretty much buying everything. Because, see, it got cloudy again. Just shut up and do the thing. All right. it was one of my early, when I was like buying everything. I want 3D, 3D, give me 3D, give me 3D. I want more movies. Ooh, I got 10, now I want to get 12. All right, I want to get 20 now. So I was buying everything. And being that this is directed by Zebu Badu, I don't want to say it until I'm definite. And of course, it doesn't tell the director, so I'm going to just outright say, oh, here we go. Yeah, I'll just say his first name. Tarsem. Immortals 3D. Non-lenticular, but it's shiny and pretty. With the slipcover and the price tag. I didn't pay $34. Come on. I would never pay $34, even in the beginning. I kind of enjoy, well, I like the story. I think the story is really cool, and the reason I liked it is I'm such a big sword and sandal. Let me just say one movie, Jason and the Argonauts. I love the original Harryhausen Jason and the Argonauts film, and this is Henry Cavill, I believe. Yeah, Henry Cavill. I thought he was great, and I was like, oh, if they ever do a remake, they should get Henry Cavill to, well, he's Superman now. He's not going to do Jason and the Argonauts remake. And they better not remake that. Well, they will. They did. I got in the DVDs. I got the TV movie with Dennis Hopper and other people. Oh, the kid from, the kid. Well, he was a kid in Dazed and Confused. He plays Jason. Anyway, I'm not talking about DVDs. I'm talking 3D. Anyway, yeah, I enjoyed this film. I enjoyed all the very 300-esque fight scenes at the end, the slow-mo into fast-mo, and the 3D was pretty decent, I thought, at the time. To be totally honest, I think I only saw this twice, and when this came out, which was probably around 2012, it's probably the last time I saw it. But yeah, anyway, I got the 3D slipcover. Well, I got the slipcover. Oh, look, now you can see it. Mickey Rourke's in this, too. Comes with the 3-disc set. I bet if, well, maybe not. I was going to say if this movie came out now, it'd probably only be 1 disc in a cheapo eco case. Anyway, I was talking about the old stickers. You know, there's these little stickers that Best Buy sometimes, especially Best Buy, they don't shrink wrap around the slipcover, as you know, and they just put the sticker right on the front, and then you're like, and then it's peeling off the picture and that. Well, I went online and I was looking through the YouTube videos. This was about a year or two ago. And everybody's talking about Goo Gone, get Goo Gone, and you do this and you wipe, and you do this and you wipe, and Goo Gone works and all that. Goo Gone, whatever it's called. And then just recently, I went online and I just kind of did a quick look again, and I came across one video that showed a demonstration about, did I do this? Maybe I did show this. Well, I think I was going to do a demonstration, and I'm not. But this is the Scotch Sticker and Marker Remover. Let me just put that up there. There you go. Oh, I did put this in my last video. Yeah, because I actually put a link to the Amazon thing. You can get this for like $8, under $8, 7 something. And it works fantastic. You pretty much shake it up when you open it up. It's got a little felt tip on the thing, and you basically press down. You'll see the liquid kind of spread. You don't want to put too much liquid, although it doesn't matter because it doesn't damage, you know. Even if it's a lenticular, it doesn't damage. But these type of paper cases, it doesn't damage them at all. And you basically spread out the liquid and rub all over the thing. And as you're doing that, you'll eventually see the ink actually come off. And then once it's, you can actually see through the sticker once you have it all covered. And then you just give it like maybe 5-10 seconds, and then you start peeling, and it'll come right off. No problem at all. And then you might have some little sticky residue, you know, and then you just kind of do it again, and you rub, and as you're rubbing, you'll see that little sticky residue start moving around and getting loose, and you rub on that. Then you take a little cloth, and you wipe, and you wipe, and you wipe, and it all comes off. And it's cool. It smells like oranges. It's very citrusy, smelly. But it works fantastic. And I might do a little video. Might. Or actually show that. But yeah, get the old pen if you have a bunch of these and you want to just get them off. And they don't smell chemically, or, you know, like that Gooby Gone stuff. And it's not as sticky, and it's not as like I said, this works so easy. It's flip, peel, and it's done. why I'm talking about that. Well, I'm helping you guys out. I'm trying to help you collectors out there who like nice pristine cases. Yeah, I haven't watched this yet, and I think I'm going to watch this afternoon. I really am. I heard a lot of great stuff about it. I had a friend who actually went and saw it. He says it wasn't that big deal. And I don't know if he saw it in 3D or he just saw the movie. But I believe this is a Ron Howard film. It just came out. That's funny. They don't do that. Yeah, Ron Howard. I was right. But anyway, it's In the Heart of the Sea, 3D. Wow, that's pretty bright. With a lenticular cover. Look at the tail. Look at it popping out of the screen. No, it's not. But anyway, yeah, this just came out like last week, the week before. And I haven't, Blu-ray, DVD, I haven't watched it yet. 2 weeks, because it was when Peanuts came out, and I watched the Peanuts. And yeah, I haven't watched this yet. But from what I hear from the Bluray.com 3D forums, that the 3Ds are really good in this. So I think after I do this, I'm going to give it a watch. And I might do an IMO reviews on it. So I can't say much about that right now, but I can say some great, fantastic things about this. This is one of my favorite 1953 3D presentations. And of course, if I'm not mistaken, and I might be, so please forgive me. No, it's right here. 3D Dimension was... Yeah, this was remastered by the 3dfilmarchive.com. I told you people to go look. You people. I told you viewers to go over there and check their site out and start collecting these classic films. But this, I was floored. I mean, GOG is great, and the other one's House of Wax and Dial M and The Bubble and things like that. But Inferno with Rhonda Fleming really is it's a great film noirish, survivalist type film. But the 3D, it was shot native 3D. It is amazing. The landscapes, I don't want to go too much in it, but it's betrayal, and somebody gets stranded in the middle of the desert, and they have to survive and get back, and then they eventually get revenge on who left him out in the desert. But yeah, this is fantastic. It's Rhonda Fleming, Robert Ryan, William Lundigan, Henry Hull, I Heard a Werewolf from London, Robert Burton, blah, 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 blah. Roy Baker directed it, but 3D Film Archive remastered this thing. It's freaking fantastic. If you're a definite 3D fan, get this movie for your collection. You won't be disappointed. Again, I'll just show you how when you open it, it comes with a nice little booklet that's quite informative, and then there's some lobby cards on the back there. Yeah, and to be honest with you, it even has a, you get the discount here. Whoa, it even has like a, there you go. Yeah, and it's considered a Western. I could consider this a Western, even though it's not really. But being that it kind of takes place out there, and there's horses in it, and there's a really cool scene with a fire at one point. A building is on fire, and the people are inside the building, and the 3D is just brilliant, beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, yeah, Inferno. Get this for your collection. Support the 3D Film Archive, anything they do, just so they can keep continuing to bring out the classic movies as they were originally presented in their original 3D form. Gosh, this is heavy. Disney stuff, when they do something, they really pile everything on, and it's so frickin' heavy. Infernal. Yeah, I talked infertile. Why do I want to say infertile? It's Inferno. I'm a Chicago guy, so I got that accent, It's Inferno. That didn't sound Chicago at all. Anyway, this got high marks when it came to the theaters, and everybody loved it. Everybody seemed to love it. I believe it won Best Picture for animated film the year. Was it this year? It might have been this year. Yeah. Anyway, I'm talking about Disney's Pixar movie, Inside Out. There's the lenticular cover. that actually kind of changes the and it's kind of a modern day take on the old Fox canceled television show called Herman's Head. If you don't know that, look that up. But yeah, got the old lenticular slipcover, and it came with these character cards, which I did not open. They're still sealed. No, sir, I did not open. I still got them sealed. Don't need to open them. I mean, you could. They're kind of cute. But anyway, it comes with the disc, the case, and comes with all kind. Like I said, it's really hefty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 disc set. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And we'll put that back in there. I enjoyed the film. It's not one of my favorite Pixar films. But I was entertained with it. The 3D is pretty good in it. I'm not going to say it's outstanding, but it's very adequate, and it's I wouldn't want to watch it in 2D. I really wouldn't, because there's quite a few. There's quite a bit of depth in there. But again, us in America, well, us, but those 3D people, those people who put movies on 3D out there, like the Pixar people, they don't really want to go past a certain point out of the screen, and it really suffers for us, the 3D viewer, that love things like Inferno, like the old classic 3D where things came out, not poking you in the eye, but at least comes out of the screen. Where you, again, I mentioned, where you look at the frame of the screen and it's like, oh yeah, it's out a little bit. But no, it should be like that, When you watch Finding Nemo, they should be out here swimming when the television frame is here. Like the Sammy movies. I'm going to always talk about the Sammy movies. Sammy movies are my favorite. All right, Inside Out. That was fun. Fun movie. This, I again, 3D completist, never watched the series, based on a series of young adult novels, like the Hunger Games and things like that. The Divergent series. I believe this is the second of them. Is it the second? Called Insurgent. Second or third in the series, I really don't know. Best Buy had, I believe it was Best Buy, had the Steelbook or Metal Pack, whatever it's called. And yeah, you can turn it either way. You got her, I got him. And I saw the trailer. I heard it was coming out in 3D. And I was like, oh, Roger the Completist. Nothing else that week, I don't think, was coming out in 3D. So I said, let me maybe go buy it. And so I checked out the trailer, and I watched the trailer, and there was some really cool special effects stuff with her in the... I still don't know what this movie's about. Maybe I need to see the first one, or the first two, if this is the third. I think the third one or fourth one just came out, whatever it was. But I don't think it was in 3D, which is why I didn't buy it. And I just bought the 3D one. And like I said, I don't know the series. So when I went into this, I really didn't know what the heck was going on. They were putting her in this machine, and then she was in another world. And so I was watching it for the 3D eye candy, which was adequate. It was okay. It wasn't, again, anything eye-popping. She was pretty eye-popping to look at. I don't even know who she is. What's her name? What's her name? Tell me, guys. Ah, okay. All right. Never heard of her, really. Not before this, I don't think. What other movies was she in? Right down below. I don't know who she is, but she was pretty cute. I liked her. It was okay. And who was the bad girl in that? Bad girl. I didn't open it up. Bad girl, what you gonna do? 3-disc set. And there's a picture in the back of what looks like a lot of glass breaking. I'm not going to open it up and look. I think it's pretty much something like that. Okay. The first standalone Iron Man movie in 3D is Iron Man 3. I say standalone because everything after that, he's with someone else, like an Avengers movie or something. I want them. I would like them. They need to go back and do... I think I said this when we were talking about the Avengers. I want them to do Iron Man 1 and 2. I don't like 2 that much. But I think the guy, Mickey Rourke with the whips and the light and the flashes, I think that'll look kind of cool in 3D. And always the Tony Stark flying through the air. The plane scene where he rescues the people in the plane is really great in 3D, I thought. Because, you're in the air and the people are falling and stuff. And the destruction of Tony's place is really cool in 3D. it pretty much exactly like all the other Avengers and Thor and Captain America movies. The 3D is pretty consistent between all of them. But I'd love them to go back and do Iron Man 1 and 2, and then the Ed Norton Hulk. I'd like to see that in 3D. Because I think everything else after that is in 3D. All the other Marvel movies and everything, other than Deadpool. Is that Marvel? That might be DC. I don't know Deadpool. Who? I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know anything about Deadpool. Other than everybody loves it, it's funny, and it's violent, and there's a lot of cursing, and I will wait for Blu-ray, please. Thank you. This is another one of those where it was kind of a blind buy. I saw the trailer, and I said, this would probably look good in 3D if it's done well. And from what I remember, because it's another one of those movies like I, Frankenstein, that I haven't really watched in a while, I seem to really enjoy this one. Again, it's one of those. It's a great movie for those people that like this type of movie. Well, I like spectacle. Spectacle. And even though there's not a whole lot of special effects going on, I'm terrified of giants. So, Jack the Giant Slayer in 3D I did pick up. And the cool little lenticular there. And some of the stuff is really good. Like I said, from what I remember, the 3D was really pretty damn good. At least in my eyes, I will always say that. In my eyes, because everybody's eyes are different, or everybody's setup is different. I'm going to be repeating that probably in a lot of videos, because I might get some people watching this that go, I thought it didn't look that good. Well, I enjoyed the presentation. So anyway, I got the lenticular cover, and again, this was kind of an early one when they really cared about 3D on Blu-ray, so they give you a 3-disc set, and heavy case, not a cheapo eco. There we go. And Jack the Giant Killer. If you haven't seen it, see it. If you have a fear of giants, see it. I don't know, I have a weird fear of giants. I had a lot of dreams when I was a little kid. You know, being in my neighborhood, and my school, my grammar school, was at least 3 blocks away, but a block over. And I remember like being in front of my house, you know, in my dream, and I would look, and the giant was coming my way, and it was so big from like by my grammar school that I could still see it over all the houses. And like he would be walking, and then he would turn and look, and he'd look right at me, and then he'd start walking, crushing the houses as he was coming towards me. Lots of stuff like that. Being in it, even when I was in my 20s, when I worked in the city downtown in Chicago, I remember having a dream of like these two giants coming out of Lake Michigan and coming through the city, and you know, going around the buildings, holding the buildings, looking around, and then me trying to run through alleyways and buildings, looking up and hiding, you know, in a corner, and there he is looking, you know, and he's going by, and probably growing up watching Godzilla and watching Amazing Colossal Man and all those other giant monster movies when I was a kid. Maybe that's what stuck the fear in there. But those dreams, you know, dreams sometimes are so real that they stay with you. So I think now in cinema, wow, nobody ever says in cinema anymore. When you watch a movie, if there's like some giant, like Troll Hunter or something like that, that stuff terrifies me. It's like a childhood thing that, I don't know. A friend of mine, not shameless, but little plug here, I still do, and for a long time, for years, I've been listening to this podcast called the B-Movie Podcast, and I'm going to give a shout out to someone that I'm friends with on Facebook that's a great poster, and he's not a poster, you know, like a poster, he posts on Facebook, and he has his own podcast, and he would call in all the time to the B-Movie Cast, and his name is Rich Chamberlain, I'll just say that, and he's a real cool guy, and Vince in the game. Tune in. If you're looking for a really cool podcast, check out the B-Movie Cast. Just do a search for B-Movie Cast, and you'll find them. Vince, Mary, Juan, Nick Brown, who's already now a producer and writer of a movie that I'm waiting to see. Really great stuff. And if you want really really hard to find movies, Juan, one of the hosts on there that's on every week just about, he goes to a lot of conventions and he sells really hard to find movies. A lot of the old Mexican monster movies and Santo movies, things like that. Anyway, that podcast is fantastic. It's really great to listen to. Anyway, I became friends with Rich on Facebook, and he just threw out a post one time. He says, hey, I got this movie. I got the 3D version. I have no reason to have the 3D disc. Does anybody want it? I'll just send it to you. And so I was probably one of the first ones and says, yeah, I got a 3D TV and I'd like to see that movie in 3D. Can you send it my way? And he sent it my way. So it's in a plain case. There's nothing in it. But the movie is Jack Carter. Jack Carter of Mars. John Carter, Jack. John Jack, you know, it's a nickname. What the hell with the critics? This movie was pretty damn fun. This was fantastic. It wasn't outstanding. It was the best Oscar-winning movie of all time. No, but it was a cool-ass movie. I mean, and there was that whole controversy of not using Of Mars, because what was the other Mars movie they did that did not do well at the box office? So the studios felt, well, let's just drop Mars so people don't think it has to do with Mars. I think it was the De Palma movie, Mission to Mars, or, you know, the Brian De Palma one, where they go there and you find out that the alien, well, spoilers. Anyway, so when they released this, they just went, well, let's just do John Carter. I totally enjoyed this movie. It's funny. The animation, the CGI characters are pretty cool. Some of the stuff's a little outdated. I love the style and the look of it. The giant ships, you know, and I thought the 3D was very adequate. Conversion, no doubt. I believe it was a conversion because there was a lot of CGI in it. But anyway, if you haven't if you've never seen John Carter, I'm sure you have. This thing's old. Give it a chance and go to bmoviecast.com and check out Vince podcast in the game. You know, even if you don't like B movies, like old big bug movies or things like that, they do modern movies too. So really cool. And then they got some great contests where you can win things like these prints. You know, these beautiful prints by Daniel Horn. Here's another plug. Daniel Horn. Do a search for him on Google. Daniel, Horne. Look at his artwork, man. He is freaking fantastic. In fact, the what's the Guillermo ghost story that just came out? Crimson Peak, I believe. The big painting in there. That he did that. It's fantastic artist. Fantastic artist. I remember having this on Blu-ray with the dumb red and green, blue, whatever they were, glasses. And of course, you know, I mentioned that you watch that thing and everything's dark and blurry and uncolored, right, and that. And then they finally got around to saying, hey, you know, 3D TVs are now a reality. Let's release this in the real 3D format. And so from watching it with those cheap glasses, I knew the 3D looked like it was really good in there, even though it was all kind of dark and all. So when I picked this up, I was so happy they did it, and the 3D pops. It's great. Journey to the Center of the Earth with Brendan Fraser. A lot of fun. A big ball of fun here. Big bowl of popcorn and sit down. A great family film. Sit down and enjoy it. And just a fun movie. The design, the colors, excuse me, all these belches of the day. I missed the first one. Sorry, Admiral. Belches do not concern me, Admiral. Roger. So yeah, I picked it up, and it's got the slipcover, and only one disc, but it's a full disc. It isn't cheapo eco, which I'm sure it is now probably if you buy it. Anyway, yeah, I had a great time with this. I like Brendan Fraser. I do. I have no problems with him. I really wish they would have took my idea. I'm not going to go into it. Go to my Defending My Collection when I talk about the M movies, and skip around and look for when I talk about the Mummy movie that he did, and you'll hear my whole take, which I wish the studios would have went in that direction with the series as a Indiana Jones monster hunter, as opposed to Mummy 1, Mummy 2, Mummy 3. We've seen the Mummy. And then years later, they didn't get Brendan Fraser, but they got The Rock for Journey. Journey 2, Mysterious Island. Lenticular, look, he's coming out of your screen. He's got those pecs that go boop, 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 boop. I love the 3D presentation in this. This is amazing. The stuff underwater, oh, geez, there's some beautiful stuff. There's one scene where they're just sitting there, and there's this blue glittery all around, and stars, and like I said, and you got Louis Guzman in here, which is always fun, or Louis Guzman. Guzman. I really enjoyed it. It was a really pretty cool sequel. I didn't think it was going to be that good. And again, there was a part of me, even when this one came out, I was like, why are you remaking Journey to the Center of the Earth? The original one is so good. Why are you remaking Mysterious Island? The Harryhausen one is a classic. Totally different take on the stories. Totally different. I'm totally fine with them. Totally. PJ Souls. And we got that. We got that. Totally. Yeah, it's great. If you don't have it in your 3D collection and you're a 3D fan, why haven't you watched this yet? It's a kid's movie. Watch it. The 3D is really fun, and the story's fun in there. It's good. It's a good time. This was a blind buy, and boy, was I so happy I got it. I've watched this movie maybe, gosh, 8 times already in 3D. I'm looking. Femiseki et enigmaque. Was it Quicherche? Is that French? France. Yeah, English and French. So this is the French release, and I guess I bought it. I had to have bought this from France because there's no U.S. Or even a UK rating thing on it. But this is the non-censored version, non-censory. This, I was looking. I shouldn't show the top of my head. I gotta do this, but then I don't want to give away the movie. Red case, cool. Julia X, man, what an awesome horror flick. Now I'm sure this you probably might, if you're horror fans, you've probably seen this, in the 2D version. Man, the 3D pops in this movie. It is so well done. It was shot in 3D. Oh, what the frack is his name? Kevin Sorbo, who I never watched the Hercules television show. I knew of him, like the Xena shows. I knew of her, but I never watched anything that Kevin Sorbo was in. Or Sorbo. He's amazing in this. He's funny as hell. This movie rips the rug out from you because you think one thing, and then it's another thing, and then it's another thing. And the frickin' ending, man. There's so much blood everywhere, and there's body parts, and it's all in eye-popping 3D. And I mean, it's not Reanimator. There's nothing chainsaws and flat. No, there's just this. Something happens, and then there's this kind of calm, and there's great music, which I'm not going to spoil what songs they use or anything in this. But there's just a scene with this character walking around collecting the body parts, and there's blood everywhere, blood all over the person, and it's like no problem at all, and you got some amazing hot women in there. I couldn't tell you who they are. Maybe I can. Valerie Azlynn, Azlynn, and Ving Rhames. They put him first, but he's like that much in the movie. Alicia Lee Willis. Wow, is that Bruce Willis's daughter? Probably not. Kevin Sorbo, Ving Rhames, and Joel David Moore, who was in Avatar. Yeah, I did show the back, didn't I? Yeah. Anyway, Julia X. Imported. If you're looking for another import or a movie you didn't see that is in 3D, import this flick because it's definitely worth it. And it's cool with the red case, all red, and then just the disc. But it is in English. You could turn off the. I don't even think there might be forced subtitles. You just turn those off and then you watch it in English. But the 3D and the blood. And the plot twists is just so great. Oh, here's another one. I got to use the old sticky remover on it. Best Buy, of course. Oh, they're always from Best Buy. Best Buy does this on purpose. Oh, this might even come out better because it's got the lenticular case. Don't scratch the case, you're ruining it. Ain't gonna ruin. This was a fun movie. I really kind of enjoyed it. I saw it in 2D first, and this is one of those occasions like with what's the one I said? Did they do, iRobot, where they just said, hey, let's just convert this in 3D, because the 3D craze was way up there when they did these conversions, and they said let's just release it for like $10. Jumper in 3D. Look at the lenticular. It's cool. He's jumping out at the box. He's gonna come into your room. Yeah, it's a conversion, and it's cheapo eco. And do I say that? I gotta count how many times I go I enjoyed it. I thought the 3D was really well. I mean, it's one of those storylines where, you know, you're jumping from one place to the other, and Samuel Jackson's chasing after you. Who doesn't like Samuel Jackson? I am right? Samuel Jackson, Hayden Christensen, Diane Lane, Samuel Jackson. Fun, and it's cheap, so pick it up. Here's one everybody hated. Maybe not everyone, because I've talked to some people that also appreciate and like this movie. And I'd have to, I'll show it. Jupiter Ascending. Lenticular, not as lenticulous. I like lenticulous, I said that a while ago. And the slipcover. And then there you go at the back. And then it's a 3-disc set. I had seen the trailer for this, and it's the Wachowskis. It's like, oh, cool, look at this. Space and special effects and this. And at the end of the trailer, I was like, well, it's kind of like The Matrix. You know, there's this one person. In this case, it's Mila Kunis. You know, in The Matrix, it was, you know, whoa. And, you know, and then finding out they're this special person and they have to battle the bad people of the universe or the bad people in the Matrix or whatever. The bad people. I'm such an innocent little kid. Those bad people came and almost hurt him, and he got away and saved the day. They blowed up. A lot of people hated this. Gosh, there was so much bad flack about this movie. I don't know what people were thinking or looking for. Yeah, it's not fantastic story-wise, but my God, visually, one thing you have to say about the Wachowskis is they have an outstanding imagination. They have an outstanding vision. They're visionaries of the creation of what they want to put up on the screen. They do some amazing stuff. Speed Racer, like I said, while I didn't care for it too much at first, and I was wishing that was in 3D. Oh, can you imagine Speed Racer in 3D with all that eye candy, those colors and the cars and the tracks the way they are? All that would look amazing if they converted that in 3D. But they're visionaries. They make some amazing The Matrix movies. They just do some visually entertaining stuff. It's nothing but eye candy. And then I saw the trailer, and even though the story seemed kind of the idea that it was going to be in 3D and all this spectacle, it was like, I got to get this. And when it came out, I went out and bought it. I had a blast with this movie. I really did. And like I said, I'm not the only one. There's other people. What was I going to say? For those people that love this type of movie are going to love this type of movie. Yeah, I have no problem with the acting. Eddie Redmayne, I have no problem with any of that. Mila Kunis, I've loved from the 70s, that 70s show right there. I have no problem. She's eye candy just on her own. And yeah, we see her clean the toilet a bunch of times. Big deal, you know. And I had a problem with the old shoes, the anti-gravity shoes and all that. And then there's a futuristic chase scene, a battle scene in Chicago, future Chicago. I had a great time. I had a blast with this, and I thought the 3D was really, really well done in it, and I'm glad it's in my collection. If you don't like it, get your own damn movies. Speaking of some of the best converted movies that the studios have done, they certainly picked a great movie here. A truly loved movie, cherished movie, one that everybody, I don't know one person that does not like this movie. And when I heard they were doing a 3D conversion, it was like if they were going to do Back to the Future in 3D. It's like, oh, I'm buying it right now. I don't care. I'm pre-buying it. It might come out 2 years from now, but here's my money now. They converted this movie in 3D, and it's not lenticular, but it's like creased, or you could feel the wooden door. Oh, Kong's behind there. Kong, Kong. No, we're not talking King Kong. I fix my shirt there. I'm showing you too much of my chest. Never thought. I mean, yeah, the movie in 3D, dinosaurs, and all that, and the raptors. Never, it was like, okay, yeah, it's going to be in 3D. It's going to look pretty damn cool. There's a lot of, stuff in the woods, and the scene in the tree is going to be cool. One of the best converted movies, converted to 3D, is this movie. This movie is outstanding. And after seeing this, and seeing, again, when you watch a Spielberg movie, especially his early ones, Close Encounters, E.T., even Jaws, there's things he does. He has that. I don't know if he created the effect of dollying in while zooming out to give that weird. The shot when Roy Scheider's on the beach in Jaws and he's just relaxing, and the little boy gets eaten, and they cut to him and they do that where they dolly into him but they zoom out. It's that weird thing, and it's been copied by lots of people ever since. But he does that a lot in his movies. And he also does shots kind of like the opening of this, when they're trying to get the raptor in the cage, where you have a character and then you kind of pan back and then another character comes in the frame and then another character comes in the frame, and you have this tableau of there's one, there's one, there's one. And visually on 2D, it looks like, wow, it's nice movement, it's nice framing, it's beautifully shot. I never thought that seeing that in 3D would really impact it as much as it did. And I really would love to see them go back, which they're not, because the 3D is not a big thing now. Now it's 4K and all that other crap. But I would have loved them to go back and do like Close Encounters or Jaws. Well, Jaws. Yeah, Jaws would probably be cool with all the ocean stuff, and yeah, I think that would probably be cool in 3D. But especially like Close Encounters and E.T., the flying bike scenes in 3D would look really cool. But even Always, a very underrated Spielberg film that I love, Richard Dreyfuss and John Goodman as the putting out forest fires with the planes. A guy named Joe, is that it? Remake of that? Spencer Tracy? Excuse me. But his style of filmmaking really, really pops when it's done in that 3D presentation. I'm gushing and talking way too much about this movie. Anyway, yeah, this came out and it's 3D, and it's the 3D set. You get the Blu-ray, you get the 3D version, you get the DVD, of course loaded with all the extras, and that's Jurassic. Last year, we got Lost World in 3D. Look at the not so lenticular cover. Who would have thought they'd tap into the greatness of this and come up with, yeah, everybody's like, what, are you crazy? The movie sucked, the bad CGI, and oh, it was terrible. And I had a great time with this movie. This was one of the ultimate summer blockbuster movies that you want to see in a theater, eating popcorn, that smell of the theater, and just have a great fun time. And they really tapped into the first one, like I said, by having everything commercialized, the Jurassic this and then the mugs and the t-shirts, and making it a big amusement park like Hammond originally wanted it, and having the giant dinosaurs and the people around like they do with the whales, in SeaWorld and things like that. I mean, it was all the reality. And of course, Michael Crichton, Westworld, Jurassic, everything goes wrong, and people get and mayhem ensues. The whole thing with the new created dinosaur, I mean, that's a whole new thing, and it's okay. It's all right. But yeah, the 3D was very good in this. This was a great presentation, I thought. I'm glad I have it in the collection. There we go. I only got this version. There was no need for me to get the lunchbox, which was just going to sit on a shelf and collect dust. There was no need to get the round thing, which will probably roll around on my shelf. Just give me something to slip in there with everything else, and it's there. When I want it, there it is. Put it in the machine. Enjoy. How are we doing on time here, folks? And almost an hour. This is a movie that I had never heard of. It's not up to Pixar standards, probably not even up to DreamWorks, but it's still a pretty decent presentation. I was surprised at how good the 3D was in this. Really, I mean, there's quite a few not pop out, but out of the screen instances. And it's a pretty decent story. Khumba. Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. Where'd that voice come from? Jake Austin, Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Fishburne, Liam Neeson. I'm coming for my daughter. Anyway, this was fun. I mean, it wasn't spectacular. It isn't Toy Story. It isn't Up, but it's a pretty decent family flick. And it was in 3D, and it was one of those weeks, where it's like, oh, I'm going to buy another family film that's in 3D. That I'm a 3D collector. Let's see what it's like. It was fun afternoon viewing, and like I said, I was really happy with the 3D in this. Excuse me. So it's in the collection. We swing all the way around now back to the 3dfilmarchive.com, who decided to bring out another fantastic classic movie from 1953, which was the golden age of the 3D movies. And it's a movie a lot of people probably didn't even know was originally in 3D at the theaters. And that's the classic musical Kiss Me Kate. Yes, get out there and buy this, folks. Come on now. Katherine Grayson, Howard Keel, Ann Miller, wow. If you only know her as no business, Madame Rose and or Mad World, that loud, obnoxious old lady, she was something back then. Woo, yeah. And there's even what's his name in here, all that jazz. Why can't I think of his name? He directed Cabaret and all that jazz. Bob Fosse. Thank you, memory. Bob Fosse's even in here. And again, I think I mentioned this in an earlier one when I was talking about the 3D Film Archive, that being that this is about a stage show, you might not think, well, where's the 3D? There's nothing, but you feel like you're actually at the theater, because there's that depth of the stage, and the scenery in the stage, and the dancing comes right out at you, and then the stuff off the stage, and it's because it was shot in 3D, and back then in the golden age they really knew how to frame and direct for 3D to give depth of characters, over there and then up front and here, and so they really knew how to do things. Again, support the 3D Film Archives with all you can so they can continue bringing these out. If you don't have this in your collection and you're a 3D fan, well, what are you doing? Get this in your collection. Especially these 50s original classic golden age of 3D theater presentations. You definitely need this one in your collection. Support original, authentic 3D from way back when. And it's a boring movie. I don't see musical. This was a fun film. It wasn't a great film, but boy did it make a lot of money. And when the 3D version came out, I went out and bought it. Jack Black in Kung Fu Panda. Yay! Jackie Chan in here. 2-disc set. Nothing special. 3D is pretty damn fun. This was probably an early DreamWorks. I don't even know when DreamWorks animated films started. And this was from 2008. Well, Pixar was around for a while, and then DreamWorks said, we can do that, and they did their own animation. Or maybe DreamWorks was first? I don't know. I think Pixar was first, because Pixar was doing all those short films. I remember seeing all these short animated films. It was like, wow. In the early ages of 3D computer characterizations, and Toy Story. You look at Toy Story, the first one, and then you watch the last one. You can see how much the effect, the technology is enhanced and advanced. Anyway, Kung Fu Panda 1, fun movie, pretty great presentation in 3D. And then the second one came out, and of course I picked up Kung Fu Panda 2, which is just as fun. I'm not going to say anything bad about these because I enjoyed them. I love kids' movies, family films. I don't want to say kids' movies because it sounds kind of weird. I like kids' movies. But when you say I like family films, which these are, Anyway, yeah, I enjoyed them. I have any special shorts or anything on here? That's what I was going to mention. I mentioned to someone that was asking, or not asking, but I was just saying, usually I should mention if there's like a short. Is it? No, it's in Monsters. If there's a short film that's in 3D that's included as an extra, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I should do that, but that slipped my mind, and we're already into the L's, so sorry. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Yeah. Great flick. Great flick. Man, I bashed Legos. When did I bash Legos? I think it was in one of my last videos when I was yelling about how, yeah, it was in the last ones, in the H and G's, or GH's, about how kids, we had model kits and everybody else had Lego. The new kids had Lego, and there wasn't much challenge to build, But boy, Legos have come a long way, and it is still, to this day, such a great creation for kids and children and imagination, although I really wish, but they probably still do. You could probably still just build whatever you want. You don't have to build, the Millennium Falcon or something. Although, you know what, I'm kind of upset, and this kind of really made me appreciate it. And it's got a great moral at the end, which I won't get into in case you haven't seen the Lego movie. See the Lego movie. Can't wait for the sequel. I would love to see a sequel to this. I think they're working on one. DVD, Blu-ray. There is one sequence in here and one vehicle that I actually, after seeing this movie, said, I want that. I want to build that and have that up on my shelf. And I believe it's the ship that flies. I think it's been a while since I've seen this. Is it it's not a pirate ship. Anyway, it's a ship that they're on, and it's flying. And it's all made out of Legos. And I was like, oh, I want to buy that. So I went online and I looked, because I didn't see this when it originally was at the theater. I only saw it when it first came out on 3D Blu-ray. So it was already almost a year later. They never brought that toy out. They never brought that vehicle out. They brought a lot of the other vehicles out, but not that ship thing. And I wish they did, because it would be up on my shelf right now. The blue numbers. Louis C.K. The blue numbers come at you in the IMAX movies. Legends of Flight, an IMAX film. Yeah. Another one of those where it's like, hey, nothing's out. Time to buy an IMAX movie, and it's only like $14 or whatever. So I'm going to go out and buy it. Hey, it's our first not-so-cheapo eco case of the day. Yeah, I said this before, underwater stuff. Nature stuff that is in like a forest, or stuff with flying, really gives you a nice depth, a nice 3D effect. And the flying, the wings are coming right out of the screen, as the plane flies by, or the plane's being followed by the camera. That one wing is right out of your screen, and some really nice, and then the dips and, you know, the POVs. It's really, really well done. You can't go wrong with IMAX. You really can't. If you're just looking for something to add more to your 3D collection, start buying the IMAX movies. Yeah, they're documentaries and all, but this one I'm going to have to, wow, there's a lot of crap on this case. This is one of those where I'm going to have to use my old little pen and take these stickers off. This is a fantastic 3D presentation. This is a fantastic movie. A lot of people didn't care for it. And it's amazing that after all the special effects that they did in this film, that company went bankrupt. Talking about Life of Pi. And like I said, I can't show much of the because there's stickers all over. I'm going to have to take them all off because I want to see that whale, you know, and it looks nice. Not lenticulous, but still shiny. Oh, here. That's what the cover looks like normally, without stickers. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'll think about it. Oh, you mean, oh. 1, 2, 3 disc set. Some people just didn't care for this flick. It touched my heart. It really did. It really, it's pretty damn fantastic, if you ask me. Some of the visuals in here, my God, with the reflection of the stars and the water, and oh my gosh, just beautiful stuff. And the 3D, like I said, is amazing in this thing. It really, really is. Ang Lee, well, I think he was nominated. I don't think he or won an Oscar for this. I know it was nominated for a bunch of Oscars. Get it? Got it? Good. This one. Why were they thinking this? What were they thinking about doing this for? But it works. It works. Little Rascals in 3D. Yeah, these are the old original Little Rascals. Comes with Fly My Kite, Aladdin His Lamp. Aladdin a lamp. The Kid from Borneo. Yum Yum Gumpki. No. Not Yum Yum Gumpki. That's from Clutch Cargo. Oh, what does the guy say, the native? Hi Neighbor and Hide and Shriek. All converted to 3D. I believe they're even colorized, aren't they? Probably are. Yeah, restored and in color. Not so cheap a Weeco case. But there it is. I grew up watching these shorts. I believe I have a rip of just about every one of them way back in my storage on the little old, you know, on the copy discs. And like I said, I grew up coming home from school, Saturday afternoons, Sunday afternoons. You'd always put on the channel, because we only had 4 channels, folks, when I was growing up. And there was either Three Stooges or Little Rascals, you know, or Laurel and Hardy shorts. That's the stuff I grew up. Abbott and Costello. That's where my humor comes from. Those classics. Now it's just all extreme and shock and pain and all, you know, gross out, that stuff. But this wasn't bad. From what I remember, the conversion isn't too bad. True, it's not needed. It's more of a gimmick with these, because it's like, hey, we can sell some Little Rascals if we convert a couple of their shorts in 3D, and the 3D people will buy it. Yes, they would. I did, and it's in my collection. I enjoy them. I watch them. This, oh, I got to use the. No, I mean, I thought it was sticky. It isn't sticky. It's just lenticulous. Don't do that, you're scratching. Shut up. This is one of the best films in general, but one of the best science fiction films in a long time to come out that everybody just ignored at the theater. I believe when it came out on Blu-ray and DVD, everybody started watching it. I think. I haven't followed it since then, but I just remember it being, everybody saying it was a box office flop, and probably because Tom Cruise was in it, and nobody wanted to see Tom Cruise in anything at that time. And then when they released it, for some weird reason, they decided to call it Live, Die, Repeat. Live, die, repeat. Lenticular. Lenticular cover. Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow, which still is kind of a sucky name. What was the original called? The original name of this, which was based on something, was called, I'll put it down here, what it was originally called, which they should have just named it. I just had it. And it's there and it's flying away. Come back, Shane, come back. What was it called? All You Need Is Kill. I believe that's what it was called. All You Need Is Kill. Wouldn't that be a cool name for this movie? I wanted to see the movie All You Need Is Kill. Live, die, repeat. You don't even see Edge of Tomorrow on here. Oh, look at Emily Blunt, Tom Cruise, Edge of Tomorrow. And tiny. What? It was at the theater. Well, maybe nobody will remember. Edge of Tomorrow did such a terrible job at the theater. Let's call it Live, Die, Repeat, and people will buy it. What the frack were they thinking, man? Gosh. Here's the back. Funny movie. Really, really funny movie. Yeah, it's sci-fi, violent. That was another disc on top of another. But, Tom Cruise battling aliens. It's kind of like a sci-fi version of Groundhog Day. One of the best movies that came out that year. Definitely in my possibly top 5 of that year. This movie was in there. And 3D is fantastic. The 3D in it is fantastic. After watching this, I was like, why didn't they make Oblivion in 3D? Oblivion with the flying ships and all that. That would look great in 3D. Convert that. MOF is what? You know what I was trying to say. One of the reasons I bought this was because it was produced by Guillermo del Toro. And let me just verify that. La-dee-dee, zani-moo-moo-moo-moo, ma-de-moo-moo-moo-moo, moo-me-moo-me-moo-me-moo. I don't see his name on here, but I'm pretty sure it's a Guillermo del Toro produced film, directed by Zack Snyder. The 3D is pretty damn great. The Legend of the Guardians. The Owls of Ga'Hoole. Or Ga'Hoole. No, it's Ga'Hoole. Lenticular. There's I'm not going to spend hours going through a video and cutting all my ums out just so it goes jump cut. I hate that stuff. Anyway, just be natural. Be yourself. Show your real self. Come on. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody ums. Fun movie. Really good movie. The CGI is amazing. Some very beautiful to look at visuals. The 3D really pops. The feathers and the flying and the trees and all that stuff. Yeah, very good 3D presentation on this. 3-disc set. And I'm glad I got it. It's really a good movie. Watch it. Disney. Disney. Oh, that Disney. What was he doing now? I'm glad we got a few of them before they stopped. I really am glad we got a few of them. I mean, I just repeated myself. They stopped releasing their movies in 3D. Finding Nemo. They converted and they brought it to the theaters. Beauty and the Beast, they converted, they brought it to theaters. They released them on Blu-ray in big mega sets, diamond edition sets. The Lion King went to theaters, 3D, diamond edition. They release big old hefty set. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-disc set. Yep. Fantastic film. Of course, everybody's seen The Lion King. If you haven't, you get out from under that rock and go see it. 3D is really, really good in this. It's not spectacular. It's not Sammy, but it's not meant to be. It's just a better way to watch the movie. It's a better presentation. It really works. And you know, after Disney did those movies, and I think this is the last. I think this is the last of their animated movies that they converted. Was The Little Mermaid. Another diamond edition. I think these are rare now. I think these are out of print. This is the 3D version. No lenticular. But, yeah, you know, I really thought we were on a roll there. Whoa! Oh, I gotta snap it back in. There we go. Came out of its thing. 1, 2, 3. 3-disc set. You know, I really thought then when they were going to bring out Pinocchio, which they did, you know, every year they released, what was it this year, Sleeping Beauty or Snow White? Is it Snow White or Sleeping Beauty? I think it was Sleeping Beauty just came out with the apple. Is that Sleeping Beauty? Yeah, Snow White is with the, Snow White was the year before, when they did the diamond editions or whatever. But I really hoped they were going to convert all of them and bring them all out eventually at the theater, limited time, and then release them in 3D. They didn't, unfortunately, so we pretty much are stuck with what we got. Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Little Mermaid, and there's one other, whatever I said. And this has an issue. This is the first time. This is the first when I bought it. This was right from the beginning, so this is not a corrected version. There is an issue with editing and the sync. Well, there's an edit in here where she's singing one of her songs. You can go online and research this, but there's one song where a shot is reversed, where one cut happens before another and it's reversed. And if you're really keen and watch, the audio is off sync. And there was a lot of controversy and a lot of yelling, and people said, fix the damn thing. And then I believe they did. You can either send a disc back and get a replacement, or they marked, you know, new version or something somewhere on the slip cover or the elastic, cellophane. Mr. Cellophane, don't you know my name? Boy, am I old to know that song. Yeah, but it's a shame. It's a shame they didn't bring more Disney in 3D out of their animated films. This was a blind buy. I bought it. I actually never read this. I read a bunch of these books, a bunch of this doctor's books, and I loved them growing up. I loved them. I loved the rhymes and that. But I never read the Lorax. I never read the Lorax. There's a nice 3D lenticular cover, slip cover. And so this was a blind buy when it came out. It looked funny. Danny DeVito doing the voice, and the trailer looked entertaining. And you know how I love family films. And it's in 3D, so to be a, wow, that's bright. To be a completist, I went out and bought it, and I had a great time watching this. This was very, very entertaining. There's some great 3D effects in here. There really are. Yeah, that's all I'll pretty much say about this. It's an older movie. You've probably all seen it if you have kids. Mommy, I want to see that. Shut your mouth. Eat your dinner. Eat your vegetables. Yeah. Holding with two hands like it's hot cocoa. I'm going mad, I tell you, mad. Anyway, that's it, guys, girls, viewers, fans. Those are the I, J, K, and L movies. Wow, we're done with another one. And it's only been 1:17. Yeah, with credits and that, it'll probably be an hour, under an hour and a half. So, yeah, the next are going to be the, oh, we're getting into the M's. Wow, these are going fast. Compared to this, which took like a year. These, I think, what are we? This is the fourth. M-N-O. We only might have another 4, maybe another 4 videos, maybe 4, maybe 5. You know, if you look back here, well, you can't really see the gap too much, but there's a gap there, and then a gap you really can't see because I got them spread out. But we got that shelf, we got this shelf, and then we got half of this shelf down here. So we don't have too much more. Well, we do. And knowing old Raj here, he's going to talk for an hour or two about each movie. But anyway, that's it. No need to keep this going any longer. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new, please subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family, everybody. Yeah, I hope I enlightened you on a few of these movies to give them a chance, especially if you have a 3D setup. Search some of these imports out, like Julia X and Inferno. I mean, please support the 3D Film Archive. If you need to learn more, if you want to learn more, go to the Bluray.com 3D forum and read all the topics. They're always talking about imports, movies that are available in other countries that aren't available here in the U.S. They always do, other than the Bluray.com reviews of certain movies, you seem to get a better idea of how the 3D presentations are in the forums, because whoever's reviewing, a lot of times, what just came out? There was something that just came out very recently in 3D, and the reviewer never even met. Oh, GOG came out, and they reviewed how well the picture looks, but they not once touched upon how the 3D presentation was, which is like, what? Why are, I'm reading this because it's a 3D version and I want to see what the review is. Never once mentioned the depth or how good it is or how bad it is. So if you look in the forums and read the topics, you get a better idea of how good the presentations are of each one of these movies, especially if you're a 3D fan and have a 3D setup, I'm repeating. But yeah, I hope I was able to help you out, maybe to continue to make your collection grow by maybe picking up some of these other films that you either decided to pass on or just didn't want to get in your collection. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. And we will see you in our next video. I don't know if it's just going to be the M's. I haven't really looked yet. Or if it's going to be the M and O's or M and OPQ. I don't know. I was just passing by. Yeah, so that's it. So anybody. So anyway, slow it down. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please tune in to the next episode. And happy birthday if today's your birthday. All right, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. All right. Bye-bye.